Hello dimmer. Well, am I first? Hey, by the way, I was thinking, why don't we build a Twitch chat bonus collector to collect TH bonus where we have to tap it all the time?
Hello, 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 y'all. Welcome. I'm so excited to see all you here right now. We have a wonderful stream in store for us. We are going to be both... We finished everything that I thought we needed to do last night, and it turns out that the Twitch API is slightly different than I thought and the documentation led me to believe. So we are going to be working today to automate the creation of channel point rewards. And one of the things that is involved with that is in coming up with what we want our channel point rewards to be for the new year. So what we're first going to do is we are first going to go through and we are going to save the current channel point rewards that we have and enable our scripts to create them. And then what we are going to do, hey, thank you for the follow, Krishi. Then what we are going to do is we are going to add on top of that and replace some of them and switch them around and refresh our channel point rewards for the new year. So those are the two things that we're going to be working on today. Finally. We are doing it finally. And also, why don't we build a Twitch chat bonus collector to collect the bonus where we have to tap it all the time? Theoretically, there are browser extensions that do that. I have not looked into it personally, but theoretically they exist. It is an interesting project. But today we are working on something that no one else has done to my knowledge, or at least no one else has done in a way that is easily publicly accessible.
Where did you get that frame from though?
Which frame? My glasses? These are from Warby Parker, which I don't necessarily recommend it's a glasses store. It sells glasses like any other. But I had a good experience. They helped me see better. So, with that, really quickly, hello to all of you who I see some familiar names in chat. Welcome back, Green Yoshi and Ashwin. It's nice to see you. And for those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Dimmer. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm a coach at Major League Hacking. A couple things with my stream that are different. TTS, you can use exclamation point TTS in front of your message to have it read out loud. And the main thing that we are talking about and working on today are channel point rewards, which are, you get channel points just by watching the stream, and then you can use them to do things like this and redeem sound effects and even to cover the entire screen with a Rickroll. So that's what we're working with today. I am going to share screen, and we're going to look at what we've already built the past, I was going to say the past 2 days, but it's the past 2 streams. Both of them were yesterday. We have built a Svelte app.
Also a Rickroll if you are determined to do so.
Yes. If we run this with npm run dev, we can take a look. This is what the user interface looks like. It's very basic, I know, but it doesn't need to be all that complicated, because what it basically just allows us to do is when we click this button, it gives this error. This is what we're working on fixing. But what it does is it looks through all of the different channel point rewards that are currently enabled on the stream and will allow us to turn them on or off. But we can only do that if they have been created through the same script. So we can only enable and disable things that were created programmatically rather than through the UI. So that's what we've done thus far. Our front end is made using Svelte, though our front end is literally 3 lines of HTML. And then our back end is just a JavaScript script that is running up here. So, again, today we're doing 2 things. First one is we are going to take
Duncan $145, that is 12k INR, my god. Expensive stuff.
So, glasses are expensive. Glasses are very expensive. And that is actually cheaper than most places. You can have a longer conversation about glasses places, but the cheapest are like I Buy Direct and places like this. And it says starting at $50 in all of these things, but if I were to go to eyeglasses, this is a complete tangent, I know. And I were to choose, where's something that looks similar to mine? Okay, these are fairly similar. We can see it says $39. Amazing, great. And then you select lenses. And let's get roughly close to what my prescription is. Oh, this is me doing my prescription off the top of my head. And then, hey, look. Our glasses now are $90, and this is some of the cheapest glasses in existence. So glasses are just expensive no matter what. It just is the way it is. The good news is you can wear them for many years. Yeah. Anyway, that's a very long tangent. But yeah, I really like having glasses.
Well,
I like being
here,
able to see.
I think on an average 95% people would go for less than $25 glasses. Well, they work well.
So I know that this is like a thing of like how currency conversion and like monetary value works. But also, oh my goodness. I wish.
I personally have one from Lenskart.
Lenskart. I wish that glasses were this cheap.
They are.
So, but I believe that this is a, like, different parts around the world thing. Where I don't believe that I can get Lenskart glasses in the US. Maybe I just got scammed by the glasses industry. But yeah, the fact that this website can't really load for me, I think shows that this is, yeah, different places around the world having different costs of living and different costs of goods. Amongst my peers, when I've talked about glasses, I have friends who have like $400 or $500 pairs of glasses, and that's like a normal, reasonable, like you go to an optometrist and that is what glasses cost. It's wild. Again, maybe I'm just getting scammed over here, but I thought that I got an okay, you know, not a great deal, but not too bad of a deal on my glasses. Anyway, this is entirely a tangent like most things on my stream. What we need to do is we need to take this data right here, which I wonder if I can just copy it. And I can just create a new file that is our rewards data.json. Hey, there we go. So these are currently all of our different channel point rewards. We need to use this data with the which one is it? With the create custom rewards API right here. So, oh my goodness, we can create it just with the cost and the title. Okay, well, that's incredibly useful. So, in essence, we just need to call this API. I believe we currently have 11 channel point rewards. We call it 11 times. Now, that being said, let's take a look here. Some of these are the default rewards, which generally aren't super useful. Unlock a random sub emote. What are the MLH sub emotes? I believe it's just like the MLH logo. So these are useful. Lowering the price here on that one. Okay. So we have our default rewards, and then we have our custom rewards. Hey, Jackson, welcome. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Great. Okay. So that body data is just our customer rewards. So when we look at this, I'm going to use our very handy dandy curl command to JavaScript fetch tool and take a look. We use a post request that goes to our channel ID with our authorization and our content type, and then just the title and the cost. So that honestly is incredibly simple. So thinking, let us
It is when you hack with dimmer.
create a new function here. Just going to collapse some things so this looks a little bit easier. Great, okay. So, we're going to create a new function. Well, we're going to create two things. One, we're going to create a variable called channel rewards. And I know that I'm using apparently both snake case and camel case in this project, and we're just going to go with it. And that is going to be a list of objects. Hello, Samata. Welcome. It's nice to see you. So we have this, which is where we're going to store the titles and costs of all of our rewards. And then we are going to write a function that is going to be create channel rewards. And this function is going to go and iterate over that list that we have and create all of those rewards. So in here, we can make an object that is title cost. Okay. Title Rickroll cost 25,000. Actually, what we're gonna do is the data that we got from that API request that I saved is way more data than we need. So we're just gonna go down this list and I'm just gonna write all of these down. So we have title good job with a cost of 500. Actually, I should probably show y'all the code and I'll look at the list. And then we have badumts with a cost of 1,000. We have oof with a cost of 1,000. We have hello there with a cost of 1,000. We then also have laugh track with a cost of 1,000. We have GTA 5 Death. These titles, in hindsight, have no actual consistent styling, which we will fix when we update these in the second half of the stream. We have GTA 5 Death, which is also 1,000. We have Bonk, always a popular one. Cost of 1,000. We have Bring Out the Goose, which has not been active in a long time, but is active now. Bring out the goose. Which is 2,500. I know this is riveting stuff. We have metal pipe and extremely oh wait, we have realistic knocking. Oh wait, that's lowercase. Again, no consistent styling here. Realistic knocking 3,000. And then we have metal pipe. 404 not found's favorite redemption for 5,000. And then we have the incredibly popular Rickroll for 25,000. Now, I think we can also specify the color, because if we look here, Rickroll is gold because it is extremely expensive, and also Rickroll is limited to only being 1 redemption per stream. So let's see how we can do that in the API here. Cost prompt is enabled, background color. Title, cost. Okay. So under Rickroll, we're going to give it a background color that is going to be a gold color. Let's see if we can get from here the hex code. Hey, we can. Great. And then we want a restriction, max per stream, enabled. We want that to be true, and max per stream 1. So this one's slightly more complicated. Let me double check that I did that one right. Max per stream. Perfect. So we now have a list of all of our current channel point rewards. And now we have our function here where we will, in essence, just iterate through these. So our list is called channel rewards. Channel rewards dot for each. If I remember the syntax correctly, yes. Okay. No, that's the wrong one. Ah. There we go. Okay. And then in here, we're going to call the API, which we can do with a request that will look similar to this. This isn't a perfect. We've had errors when we've just tried using this before, so it's not perfect, but it is pretty good. So we're actually, let's take a look at our, this is a post request. Let's take a look at our update reward. So our request, let's copy this. This is going to be our model for what this request will look like. So if we go up here, great. Okay. So our URL has the broadcaster ID, but we don't need that ID. We don't need to specify an ID of a specific channel point reward. And this is going to be a create channel reward request that is a post method. With the headers there, and then the JSON is just going to be whatever this is. So we want this to be, we're iterating over the list of all of the different channel point rewards. So this would be reward. Reward. Great. And now we run that fetch on channel rewards. Argument of type is not assigned. Ah, this is a list. What I actually want is create channel reward. And we want this to be inside of our for each, which it is. Great. Okay. So we're running that request. Great. This should just be the correct function. So now let's just add a button that runs this. So I'm just going to add a button above our header that has an on click. This is where we love Svelte because it makes this so easy. Button on click, create channel rewards. Great. Save this. It live updates here. Now we have this kind of scary button that if we press this, something will change. And it will slightly break our channel point rewards, but this is worth it to test. So I click this. Woo! Okay. OAuth token is missing. Seriously? What did I do wrong here? Let's take a look. Client ID, authorization equals auth. Ah. Let's make sure this is below when we are getting our tokens. Which, theoretically, I'm doing all of this wrong. That, like, you should use better, like, async stuff and things like that. But I have gotten it to work thus far just with industrial amounts of jank. Let's take a look here at our request. Looking at this, it has a client ID. It is the content type, but it doesn't even have that authorization. Okay, let's expand what we have here. Let auth bearer. What did I do here, jank-wise, to get this to work? So what I should do theoretically is I should have a function that waits until until this first request that is get tokens has completed. And when that is completed, then the buttons show on screen. That is what we can theoretically add to make this less jank. But until then, I'm just going to look. Okay, so access token right there, get tokens. Okay, so access token. Get tokens. Access token. Oh. So in here, we need to add that line. Okay. Jank as heck, I will admit, but thus far it has been functional. So now if we do this, okay, bad request, which is slightly better. Hey, duplicate reward, which is actually perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to delete every single one of our existing channel point rewards. Great. Okay, now that those are deleted, now if we run this, we shouldn't get a duplicate request because it doesn't exist. Okay, all of that ran successfully. Look at this. They're all here. Now, the question is, are they still functional? If I click this. Okay. So the one thing is it needs to be linked with the system that actually makes them redeem the sound effect. So they aren't linked with that. But we can do that in a sec. For now, though, we have them showing up. We are creating them programmatically rather than needing to go through in this UI. That's much faster. And now, what I should be able to do here very cool. Yes, thus far, very cool. I'm getting much better at using the Twitch API. The thing that we're dealing with right now is hey, Louise, welcome back. Nice to see you again. The custom word specified in the ID query parameter was not found. Ah, I remember what we did. Hey, thank you for the follow. I always struggle trying to see which syllables need to be emphasized in a username, so I don't put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Tanmei Nuatia? Tanmei Nuatia. Thank you for the follow. Sorry for completely butchering your username. What we did is we were trying to statically update the rewards. And what we are going to do instead is call all of our dynamic tooling. And also, I realized that we have it default set to off. Oh my goodness. Wait, did that just work? No. So that runs correctly. Wow, is GTA 5 Death new? No, theoretically is not. All of these have been here before. They just show new because we just created them now using the API rather than manually. None of them are working right now though. So currently everything is broken, but we're working on it. Oh, okay, I understand what's happening here. Get rewards dot then. Right? I'm really awful at async functions. Nice saving up my channel points for some fun. Hopefully this will work. I'm very hopeful. So what we need to do is async functions JavaScript. Function okay, so it is async function. So now theoretically, right? Let's see what crimes I've committed. Argument of type void. Okay, I understand. This is me with like a very rudimentary understanding of async functions. Wait, what am I doing? I'm gonna step away from the code and talk about what I'm thinking. So the problem that we are doing here is we call an API request to get the list. Do you need to await something? We do. And I don't necessarily know the syntax for that, so that's the next thing that I need to be researching. Because we call this like, hey, get the list of all the functions. And then we are going to iterate over that. So we need to do an async await, because that function, we need to wait for that response to come back. So this is where I finally, this project has been entirely me finally learning how to do different types of requests in JavaScript. So we've done get, post, and patch in this project. And now we need to finally learn how to do asynchronous functions in JavaScript. So async function, async call. Okay. Okay. Oh, golly. Okay. So.
Louis Effendlay 23 use TTS.
I mean, you can. You never have to use TTS, but it is always available whenever this is here. Oh, wait. Cool, not seeing that in Twitch. Yes, it is not a default Twitch feature. That is a script that we have written. Most of my projects recently have been adding things to Twitch using Twitch APIs, because it is an example of a fun project that y'all understand what it does because you get to use it.
It's by Dimmer.
Yes, this was one of our first projects that we did on stream recently. It was like, wow, it's almost been a year now. That was like December of last year. It's been over a year. Oh my goodness, that's insane. Because a lot of channels have TTS rewards when you pay money, but that doesn't make sense for an MLH context. So, okay. It is as returning a promise that was what I was missing. So instead of what I am doing, which is this rewards, let me find all references. Yeah, I have rewards equals data, which is not what we should be doing. We should return a promise. Okay, I understand now. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this, and then here, let rewards equal.
Don't see anything.
Oh my goodness, I forgot to start screen sharing again. Sorry. Thank you. What we're gonna do is then return, and this is a return on get rewards, a promise. And in here, resolve. Wait. Okay, so it should be promise dot resolve. Wait. Oh, okay, I understand now. I understand. Okay, so we can then return rewards, and we just define this as an async function, and it returns a promise. So now, when we run get rewards, right here, get rewards, we can do a dot then. So when it gets the promise, which we will get rewards, we can run. I think I get this, which is very empowering. Hey, okay. No massive syntax errors, first off. So let's just copy this over and set this to true. So I believe, okay. Great. Let's try this. So we have our channel rewards. Let's turn them all off. They are all still on. We didn't get any errors, at least, but it didn't actually work. Turn off. Console.log. We want it to be element dot, and it'll be title, I believe. Let me double check this. In our object, yes, it is title. And then we want to console.log. We also want to log our is enabled. And we'll see if we're actually getting everything that we're expecting. So if I click this, it actually isn't running the thing that I was... Okay, what are we doing here? So it runs turn off, get rewards, get rewards. We console.log this data, so we know it's running. I'm going to switch this around and make sure that these variables are working correctly. Let's try this. because we might need to... Okay, that's working. So we're getting all the information, which is good. So we run get rewards correctly. Okay. I think we need to make all of these async functions, which makes sense because they all are actually asynchronous. But because I didn't know or feel comfortable with async functions before, they weren't. Get rewards. Okay, let's do this and get rid of this console log here. And try this again. Ah, okay, that is a blank array that we are getting there. Which is why nothing is happening. Get rewards. Dot then rewards. Rewards is a... Oh, okay, I get it. It needs to be in here. Because currently, we are returning before the async is actually done. Okay, let's go back down to here. For each does not exist on type void. Why don't I just return data? Okay. For each does not exist on type void. I'm going to ignore that error message for now, which I know is stupid. But I'm just going to do that and see, because I think that might be in our type definitions, because this is technically TypeScript, but okay. Nope. Rewards is undefined. Rewards. How do we type this? So we're looking for how to type a parameter. TypeScript. No, the parameter name. Oh no. Okay, I'm bad at TypeScript. Oh no. Okay. We should actually be typing what we're returning here. Because yeah, it is of type void when it shouldn't be. It should be... Does that work? The basics. string number Boolean, arrays. Okay. Function identity arg number. If you can give more context as to what that means, but like with a different type. Yes. So it should be of type any. TU. Any refers to a type but is used as a function identity arg. Oh. Token. Wait. Type annotations can only be used in TypeScript files. Why are we getting TypeScript errors then if this isn't a TypeScript file? Okay. Here's, if you use TypeScript with felt preprocess. Script. Okay. Cannot find name data. Hey, okay. So now data is an array of any's. For each does not exist on type void. Rewards is an any array. What? Promise like void. For each does not exist on type void. Async function, get rewards. Whoa, okay.
TypeScript is confusing.
TypeScript, yes. Okay. How to type an async function TS. Okay. Async function. Await resolve promise. Await. Async function, get rewards. Fetch. So this is the problem with it was working in a janky way, where my jank worked, and now I've gotten to a point of complexity where jank no longer works, where I need to actually have asynchronous functions that work, and I actually need typing that works. And that is a problem, because, well, yes, this is the right way of doing things, and I'm learning a lot. We're going from jank to not jank, but we have a slightly jank setup already. LOL, indeed. This is where I am being hoisted on my own petard. So, what I'm going to do is okay. I keep thinking that I'm so close. And you know what I honestly think is the next step? I think the next step is to entirely restart the project. Not that we need to get rid of all the work that we've done, because the work that we've done has been good. We just need to restart and actually, can you disable TypeScript? Then you would be able to focus on the async stuff. So, okay. Let me take 2 steps back. The problem that we are having is not that TypeScript is doing something wrong here. It is that my understanding is too loosey-goosey, such that I would have these errors anyway. The beauty of TypeScript is that TypeScript does not force you to do any more work. It just catches you out when you've made errors. TypeScript is a structure that can catch things before compile, or on compile, technically, before runtime. So the fact that I'm having all these errors, the issue is not let me remove TypeScript, because I can do that. We have a button that is like, okay, TypeScript, ignore this error. But then I just get the error on runtime. So TypeScript is not the problem. Can you disable TypeScript? Then you would be able to focus on the async stuff. TypeScript is telling me that my async stuff is wrong. And Green Yoshi, oh no, this is a good thing actually, because we know that all of these functions individually work. Now we just need to set them up to run asynchronously correctly and wait on each other. So this is, as weird as it sounds, this is actually a good thing. So what we can just do is I'm going to just create a new Svelte project, and we are just going to copy things over one piece at a time. So rather than currently we have like 5 different functions, rather than trying to work on all these functions at once, we're going to break them down one at a time, set them up to be async, and kind of like refresh. We're in tech debt right now, where the code that we have is slightly wrong, and because we have so much of it, we need to do all this work to catch back up. And we are going to start scratch, get rid of our tech debt, but we can still use all of the code that we've written, because all of our API calls are successful. That is what we have learned. The jank allowed us to test our API calls, and we are interfacing with the Twitch API correctly. We just need to make a couple of changes to actually make sure that those calls run in the correct order and at the correct time. With that, we are at our 1 hour point, and this is a perfect time for us to take a quick break. I always like to add bio breaks to the middle of my streams, because I know that a lot of y'all have a lot of things happening, and it is nice to like have a time to remember to drink some water and do things. Asynchronous should work. It should. It is just, I'm just learning about this now, and I was too scared to implement it from the very beginning, but it turns out that I've needed it the whole time. So I'm going to put a 5-minute timer up on the screen. We're going to get some water. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to think with my big brain, and then we're going to come back in 5 minutes, and we are going to start fresh and implement these functions one at a time with the API calls that we know are working, in order to have these set up asynchronously and correctly. So I am going to set a timer for 5 minutes, and we will be right back, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Drink some water.
2, 3, and 4. Count what you have now. Don't count what you don't have. see? Can't you see? 幸せの基準測るものさし自分の心の中にあるのさ足りないもの数えるくらいなら足りてるもの数えてごらんよ Count what you have now Don't count what you don't have Can't you see? Can't you see? Don't count what you don't have. You can't have so much. You can't find. Can't you see? Can't you see? Don't count what you don't have. You have so much.
Welcome back, y'all. We are back from our oh goodness. Okay. We're back from our bio break, and I am now wearing oh wait, I should unzip this so you all can still see. Hey, oh look, I'm wearing an MLH shirt. We are now ready to restart, now with knowledge and pre-coded API calls. And with this, I'm going to share my screen. We are going to get a new window of VS Code open. I'm going to close out of that old one. We are going to we're going to open a folder, which is going to be in our MLH projects. We're going to open up this folder. Great. And we are going to run a command that I actually don't remember. Let me quickly look up what the svelte. Oh, it's pronounced Vit or Veet.
Vite.
It's pronounced Veet, and I've been pronouncing it Vite. Oh, hey, Tintin, welcome. Here we go. Great. Okay. No. I think this is what we... Create svelte project. Here we go. Okay. We are going to run this command, but instead of my Svelte project, it is going to be Svelte Kit or plain Svelte, just plain Svelte. Svelte Kit does more backend stuff, but this is basically literally just a front end, so we're not using Svelte Kit. Svelte Kit is extremely powerful, and I would entirely recommend it if that is something that would be good for you. The way that I think about it is Svelte is a competitor to React or an alternative to React. Svelte Kit is an alternative to Next.js, which implements React but adds more stuff on top for backend stuff. We are going to call this our Twitch control panel. We run this. Package name. Oh no. Wow, your internet is fast. Yes, and I ran this in the wrong folder. I now have... Okay, we are deleting that. I ran it inside of our other project. So, oops. Here we go. Okay. Now... Oh no. Okay. Now we can run what we need, which is this command right here. Again, it is not my Svelte project. We're going to call it Twitch control panel. Twitch control panel. Hey, there we go. Wow, /escape spaces, it does. At least I'm on a Unix operating system. I'm running macOS. So at least within Bash it does. I'm like 90% sure it does everywhere, but just in case. Okay, so now we have
I'm totally blown.
A default great. Now we have a default Svelte app. Which we can now start to implement things one at a time with asynchronous support from the very beginning. Oh, this is a confusing mess. Okay, so I'm going to copy over my .env file, which I cannot show y'all for obvious reasons. Great. So we have our environment variables. Okay. There we go. Now I can screen share again. So here is our new app.svelte, and here is our old app.svelte. I'm actually going to rename our old one. Okay. So here is our old and broken, and here is our new hotness. I don't even remember what that's a reference to anymore. Did you use any add-ons, plugins, and or API libraries? Yes, we are using Svelte for our front end, and we are using Vite for our building and processing. So, okay. The first thing that we're going to do is let's create our front end again. Which we have our 3 buttons. We have our create channel point rewards, we have our turn on and turn off, and then we have our heading. So that's our front end. And then in our script, we are going to define the language as TypeScript. And we are going to define a function called turn on, a function that is turn off, and a function that is create channel point rewards or create channel rewards, just so we don't have any errors. Great. And then we need a variable that is channel points on. Great. Okay. So this is our base state. We have our front end and we have our blank functions. Now we need to do a couple of things. And I'm just going to do this in comments here. We need to get our Twitch credentials. And we do this before anything else asynchronously. And we should wait to render the front end until we get our credentials. And this should be run on mount. So we do that. And then what we want to be able to do is we want to get our list of channel point rewards. And then we want to be able to either edit our channel point rewards to either turn them on or off. So we have these 3 different functions that we need to do in this order, all asynchronously. So let's start with this first one, which should be run on mount. I'm just going to collapse these down for now. So we can import on mount. And then we're going to look up how to run a function on mount svelte. Okay. Okay, I understand. So, let's first get our Twitch credentials. So that is this function get tokens. Tokens. There we go. Okay. So this is getting our tokens. And then what we want to do is on mount, we are going to run that function. So this is basically when the page loads, for lack of a... I missed a parentheses there. So on mount, we run get tokens. Nope. Get tokens. But the thing is, get tokens currently is not an async function. So get tokens should be asynchronous. Which should return a promise that is our access token. And we should have a variable that is called access token. Let access token, and this will be an empty string that we can use in our future calls, and this will give us our credentials. So on mount get tokens, which returns a promise. So do we use await or dot then? Let me look up what dot then does, JavaScript. Dot then. Promise one, new promise. Promise one dot then. So theoretically, get tokens returns a promise. So dot then. Great. Dot then. Great. And we will run a function when that promise is returned that sets access token equal to value. Void is not assignable to type string. Access token string, access token. Type void. Ah, our value is of type string. TypeScript moment. Async function get tokens. Return. So we know that this is a string, but we need to define that in TypeScript. TypeScript function return type. Syntax. For example, function demo string. But it returns a promise. Okay, let's try this because it is defined as an, so here. Ah, okay, so we return a promise. Promise of type string. This makes sense. Function is declared type is neither undefined, void, or any must return a value. A function whose declared type is neither undefined must return a value. Okay. Give me 1 sec. I see the things in chat. The return type of an async function or method must be the global promise T. Yeah, okay, so it is a promise of type string. But then the error here, a function whose declared type. Let's copy this and take a look at what it means. Okay. What JavaScript development method / technique, asynchronous or synchronous in the application format structure? So So return something at the end of the, could it have something to do with when you initialize the access token variable? No. We know that it is a string because I set it to an empty string. So I could also say that, and it is the same thing, where I've defined it as a type string. Return something at the end of the function, like value. We are returning something at the end of the function, which is this data access token. But because this is an asynchronous function, we are actually returning a promise that is that. So we are telling our code, like, you will eventually get this data. You can wait for it. Can you please share the reference resource links in the discussion window panel? Yes, I can. That one wasn't a very good one, I'll be honest. So I'm not going to share that one. But if you declare a return type, then why not return anything? What is the ECMA script norms adapted? I have no idea what that means, Tintin. I'm so sorry. Okay. In the above code, return only returns the callback. You can't switch from async back to sync. The method should look like. What is an observable? And then the caller needs to subscribe to the return value. That, we don't need async function. How to type an async function TypeScript. And it returns a promise. Let data. Ah. No, that doesn't make any sense because it's within a then. Yeah. Okay. Hey, 44, welcome, welcome. We are currently rewriting this to have our program be asynchronous from the very beginning. Okay. So, okay, the thing is that I'm having it return a promise. A function whose declared type. Wait, let me reread this. It's 1 a.m., so I'll be sleeping soon, but I had to come and say hi. I'm glad. Louise, you need to wait for the promise to resolve before you can access your result. Yes. So your index status cannot return a string. Yes, I'm not asking it to return a string. I have it returning a promise, type string. A function whose declared type is near undefined. A function whose declared type I think I understand what's happening. Okay. Thank you, Samada, for answering that. I have no idea what any of that means regarding different versions of JavaScript. The function whose declared type is so I think the problem is our dot thens here. What this really should be, or I could rewrite this to be different. So I could have this be let response equal await response await fetch this dot content turn data dot then. So we have our response. Let data equal response dot JSON. Okay. Cannot redeclare block scoped variable data. Ah, okay. So I already have data defined. So this should be now I use async await response dot then isn't yeah. I'm using await because I don't understand response dot then. Let request data. Great. Access token does not exist on type promise any. I will read chat in a sec. So we get our response, which is of type promise any, but it shouldn't be. It should be promise. Property access token does not exist on promise any. But it will. I just need to tell it that it does. Let data promise property access token does not. The response.
You need to get the JSON from the promise.
You need to get the JSON from the promise. Isn't that what I'm doing? Let response. You need to get the JSON from the promise. 404, can you give some more context on that? So response is a promise. How do I get the JSON from that? Do I need to await again? How do I get the data from a promise? Try .json on the promise and store it as available. So that's what I'm trying to do here in data. So I have our response, which is our promise, and then try .json on the promise and store it in a variable. So let data equal response.json. Totally fine, 404. I appreciate the help. The heat just turned on, so I need to take off a layer. Because we are doing that. We have a .json on the promise. And we're storing it as a variable. But the type of data is promise any still. If I were to do this. Hey, okay, I just needed to await again. Okay, I understand now. So then once I'm waiting for the response, and once I get the response, yeah, try waiting, yes. Then I process the JSON, and then I can get the access token from it. And when I return that, I can set our access token variable. Great. Okay. That is one of our functions actually done correctly in async. The one thing that I just want to do is I want to make sure that our front end doesn't render until we have that access token. How to delay display of, hopefully it should log the access token theoretically. How to delay the display of how to delay display until async svelte. I know I've seen this. How to wait to display until on. Let me just look at on mount in svelte. On mount, async, fetch. Great. Each photo is photo. Else. Make the whole thing async, like use effect in React. Yes. On mount. Photos. For each photo is photos. Else. This block renders when photos.length. Ah. Okay. So this is using an each. If I refresh this again. Okay. I think we can do this. Great. So I can just put our button. I can do this. And then I can put all of this inside of an if in Svelte. So this is going to be if, and it is going to be access token. Does not no. If access token, if user logged in. If access token does not equal. Okay. I think this should work now. Let's try this. So if I npm run dev. Wait. Okay, yeah. npm run dev. Here's me bloating minimum viable product scan, but maybe we can add a loading icon too while it loads. I don't think, like, eventually, yes. If this were to be used by other people, yes, we would want that. But for now, oh wow, okay, it does that so quickly. If access token. Tangent alert. What are the switches on my keyboard? They are boring. They are MX Browns. Hey, there we go. You can see that they load. Cherry MX Browns. So you can see that they delay until our tokens load. Which is actually perfect. Oh my goodness. Whoa, this is... Oh, I love Svelte for things like this. Great. We have our tokens loading asynchronously, and we can't call any of our other functions until this loads, because the buttons to call them don't work. Thinking about what our next step is. Our channel point's not working. They are not. They are currently broken because we are creating them from scratch right now. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can refund that for you. They like are extant, but they aren't actually hooked up on the back end. So you redeemed. Good job. Let me reject that. You should have just gotten your points back. Great. Okay. So that is our first thing. Now we need to be able to get our lists. My money, my hard-earned money. You should have got... I should have refunded the points. You should have the points back. Got him. Thanks. Okay, good. So... Okay. That's asynchronous. We have get our list of channel point rewards. Edit our channel point rewards. We also need create channel point rewards. just reorganizing this. So we need to create our channel point rewards. Then we need to, on page load, get the current status of the rewards. But we can only do that after we get the list. Great. Okay. So now we are getting our channel point rewards, which... No, we are creating them, right? Yes. Which is this function right here. Which is, again, not set to be async, but we will work on that. That is our next step. So, duplicate function implementation? Ah. There we go. Great. Okay. Channel rewards. Ah, is you. Background color. I'm just adding these because what I basically want is the background color to tell you what type of reward it is. So in this case, all of our sound effects should be the same background color. Great. Okay. So this is our list of channel point rewards, which is let channel rewards. So, okay. Now we need to create our async function, which is create channel rewards. Let auth bearer equal bearer plus access token channel point rewards for each reward in this list. Okay, so now we have our fetch, which we are not going to use on then. Instead, we are going to let response equal await that fetch. And then let data equal await on the response dot JSON. So we've done that before. Surfna Burger, gonna refund you on that. They are currently not working. We are getting there. We are actively working on them. Great. Why is this? Await expressions are only allowed within async functions and at the top levels of modules. Can we not await within a for each? Okay, I understand. We need to make this a separate function. Create all And we are going to create another async function that is create single channel reward. Dimmer is the point Santa. I mean, I'm just trying to be on top of it right now. Dot reward. Can I find name reward? So this gets passed reward. Authorization auth bearer, reward, and auth bearer. It should be the other way around. Auth bearer and then reward. Bearer and then reward. And then we return we console.log created and then in here we call create single. With auth bearer and reward. Great. Theoretically, this should now work. Asynchronously creating all of our channel point rewards. And we call this create all channel rewards. So if I save this, fingers crossed, yes indeed. So if I go in here and I'm going to need to delete all of these. I should now be able to go to here, refresh, create channel rewards. It says I created all of them. If I go back, hey, we have all of them with the correct colors. And it all is working. Asynchronous functions to the rescue. Well, great. Now we just need to create our function to get the list. Which, let's scroll down. Create channel rewards, which is going to be get rewards. Which I have set up as an asynchronous function, but this is the one that we were failing at, and that's when I decided that we were just going to completely reset and create a project from scratch to make sure that things would work. Wonderful. Hey, all right, I know. I'm excited. This is the first time that I've done this where, like, I'm writing code the correct way. When we were at this the first time, it was janky as heck, and now we're actually doing it correctly. So async function get rewards. We make a request. We need to do the same thing about letting our auth bearer. Eight minutes for stream to end. Dimmer's bringing in their experience from hackathon deadlines. I'm going to push it right up to the end, and then we're probably going to be continuing this the next stream that I have, which will be, I believe I stream tomorrow. Let me double check. I do stream tomorrow, 5 to 7 p.m. We will be continuing this. So, okay, async function get rewards. We do this. And now again, we're going to let response equal await fetch there. And then let data equal await response.json. And then we want to return data. So that is our get rewards function, which will give us the list of all of our existing channel point rewards. Now, we want to be able to get the current status of the rewards. So we're going to need to create this one from scratch. Async function get reward status. Where in this we need to call let rewards list equal await get rewards. So we get our list of rewards, and then we go through and iterate. Rewards list.for each. Can you tell that I've learned over the course of the stream? So I'm able to actually do this correctly now. So now for each, we get value dot yes, okay. That value is, let me take a look. I have this somewhere. It's going to be one of these. And we're looking for is enabled. Value.is enabled. Okay. For each, we get value is enabled. Okay. Okay. I can do this. We have 3 more minutes, and I'm going to finish this function, and then we will end today's stream. So, we get this, and then I'm going to let active rewards equal 0. And then if value is enabled, active rewards plus plus. And now, if active rewards divided by, how do we get the length of a list in JavaScript? Okay, dot length. Divided by rewards with list dot length is greater than 0.5. Return true, else return false. Great. So what this is doing is this is going through, we have a list of all of the rewards. We go through and we check to see how many of them are on versus off. If more than half of them are on, I'm going to say that for the sake of my interface, they're on. Actually, I'm going to say 3/4. If more than 3/4 are on, they're on. If they aren't, they're off. So now on mount, where's our on mount? Our on mount is down here. On mount, we get our tokens. And then after we get our tokens, we want to get reward status. I know that we have 1 minute. We can do this. Okay. Value. And we are going to set our variable that is channel points on equal to that value. Where is this? Channel points on equal to value. So what this does is now when we load this page, oh no, okay. We have an error that we will need to fix tomorrow. The goal is that when we create this page, one of these will be highlighted in purple, depending on whether or not our channel point rewards are active. It is 3:00 p.m. The next stream, we are out of time. Let me see what the next stream is. The next stream is Building Your First iOS App Part 2. Stick around for that and come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time where we are going to continue this. We are going to get there. This is working. This will be amazing. Thank you all so much for your help in understanding asynchronous functions. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.